This lecture is focused on branding decisions. Here we are with our map, and we're still down here in tactics under products and brands. So customers need to be aware of the brand first of all. If they can't buy products that they don't know exist. And so branding serves a function. It serves one function is to identify the offering and differentiate it from its competitors as well. Branding is also valuable to the firm. It's an asset that can be sold. A brand is an asset. And so it creates value not only for customers but for firms as well. What makes a brand? Well, you can have pretty much anything can be branded. The elements of a brand, we have a brand name. We think of something like Cocoa Pops from Kellogg's as a breakfast cereal, and it has a brand name and may have websites and places we can get information. Of course, it's got the packaging with the logos and symbols on the cereal box there. It will have characters like Coco the monkey, and it'll have a slogan, just like a chocolate milkshake, only crunchy. It may or may not have jingles or sounds. What's important to know is that brands don't have to have all of these. For example, if they didn't have this and they didn't have this, it could still be a brand, but these are the elements that help make up brand identity. So I talked about value before. It can, this isn't really for the customer, but really for the company. It can facilitate purchasing. So when customers see brands, then they know what the brand promise is, and they may make their purchases accordingly. Some people have loyalty to certain brands, and it protects the company from competition. If you have people who are after certain brands, then they won't go to the competition. And as I said before, they impact the market value of the firm by being separable assets that can be sold from a company. Brand awareness measures how many consumers or what proportion are familiar with it. What it stands for and whether they have opinion about it, well, I think that's more brand associations that we're talking about next. So brand associations, once they're aware of it, they reflect the mental links. So think about, when you think of a brand, it could be anything. It could be Telstra, it could be Qantas, it could be a small brand, it could be the Queensland government, whatever it is. Think about the associations that come with it. And then if there are any logos, slogans, famous personalities that also go with that as well. And brand equity is what the value of the brand is, and they have monetary value. You think about, from a conceptual point of view, if every Coca-Cola factory in the world burned down overnight, you'd imagine that the bank would still lend Coca-Cola money to start them up again, even if all they had left as collateral was the brand name Coca-Cola. And so you see it there, it has equity, it has value. Loyalty occurs when a consumer buys something and they know from that brand and they do it repeatedly over time. In this case, loyal customers can be less sensitive to price, and so that's another source of value to a firm when you're insulating customers from competitive forces. So brands create value for a customer and a firm. They provide a source of identity. They differentiate from competitors. They serve as a signal of quality of what the customer will be getting. And for the firm, they facilitate marketing actions, and they are a separable asset that can be sold. What you can do with the brand? Well, you can extend the brand. So if I threw out a name like Apple, for instance, what else do you think they could do? Or Dove, the moisturizing cream. What else could they do with that brand? Could they launch shoes, for example, or other forms of clothing, or most likely maybe some health products or some supplements? So brand extension is using the same brand in a different product line, whereas a line extension is the same brand name within the same product line. So think about Toyota, when they have Toyota sedans, and they have Toyota four-wheel drives, and they have Toyota Utes and things like that, all under the same brand of Toyota. Co-branding is where two or more brands come together. So, for example, an HP computer with an Intel chip inside is an instance of co-branding, or Sony Ericsson phone, or a McDonald's ice cream with Oreo cookies inside would be examples of co-branding. And brand licensing is a contractual agreement. I've even seen situations where fruit is licensed. So fruit will have a little Disney sticker on it, and they pay a licensing fee to Disney to have that sticker on it, which provides value for parents because their kids will eat fruit. Brand repositioning, we take a brand on a perceptual map, and we'll be doing this in the tutorials as well, and you move it to get people to think different things. You don't actually change the product as such, but you change perceptions of it in repositioning. You can move it to a different spot in people's minds. So co-branding is two or more brands together, and the benefit there is that both of them, the customers are aware of both of them hopefully, and they would assess quality from both as well. And brand repositioning is getting people to think different things about your brand.